it's Jenny Mason-Gunning here from Ironbridge Fine Arts. I'm a specialist printmaker, artist and author, and I make lots of how-to movies. This is a short movie showing you how to apply our revolutionary non-toxic hard and soft ground. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to choose our metal. We have polished copper. Now this is an old piece. It actually needs a little bit of polishing before we can use it. We're not going to use copper today. I'm just going to show you the different metals. This is steel. Now, steel's really hard. It really doesn't want to bend. The hardest metal that we can use. This is zinc, unpolished zinc. I always polish all our zinc that we use here. And zinc, you can tell because can you see how bendy it is? It's quite flexible. Now the metal we are going to use today is aluminium. It's a soft metal. You can see how it really bends. It's also got a protective cover on it. Now we stock and sell all the different metals. Now our aluminium is mill finished, which means it's got this protective layer on. All of our copper is pre-polished and that's all got a protective layer on as well. Our natural zinc and our steel, we need to polish it. So this is pulling the protective layer off our mill finished aluminium. Can you see it's not quite polished? Polished really well, enough to be able to get our whites really white, but it's not mirror polished. It's called mill finish. You'll be good to get probably 15 up to 20 prints off this aluminium. But aluminium is really cool. It's got its own grain, which means we don't have to add an aquatint when we're wanting to add tones to the plate. Now I've made lots of other movies, so if you want to know more about that or learn all about the different aquatints that I do here at Ironbridge Fine Arts, then have a look for those movies. So the next thing to do is we need to go and degrease this plate. Okay, so we're at my sink and we're going to degrease the plate. Now whether you've polished your own plate or whether you've peeled a film off the plate, you do want to degrease it. You want to, within etching there's so many different processes that following the same strict guidelines in every tiny small step that you need to take will really help you at the end get a fantastic print. And the way I do it is nice and quick and simple. Now I like to squirt on just some cheap fairy washing up liquid. I buy this in big bulk. And then I like to put on a little bit of washing powder onto the plate, which I have just behind me up here. And all this is going to do, it's just going to help us create a really nice lather. Now usually I would do this directly in the sink, but I'm just going to show you here and hold it in my hand. So if you can see, I'm creating this lather. There's no water whatsoever. It's a lather on the surface of the plate. And what that is going to do, it's going to get rid of any surface grease, which is brilliant. And try not to touch the surface of the plate. That's the trick now. Concentrate on the edges first. The corners of each one. Just go around. And then the centre. And then I want to clean this off. Well, this is my shower. It works an absolute treat. And I want to do the back as well. So I do the back first. And then we want to do what's called a shoot test. I can already see that that's working beautifully. Now we want to do a shoot test. So this is where we hold the plate up. And can you see how that water is sitting perfectly all the way over that plate? That means they're degreased. It's not rejecting it at all, which means that's absolutely perfect. So the next thing that we're going to do with our plate is we're going to take it over to the hot plate and we're going to dry it off on the hot plate, make sure it's nice and warm and get it up to 65 degrees so that we can apply our Ironbridge non-toxic cosmetic grade ground. Right, then here we go. So we're going to use a bit of tissue paper just to get rid of the excess water. Now I'm going to do the back first. And now I'm going to use a fresh clean piece for the front. You can see that now. It's all drying off. You can see it happening in front of me. You can see the plate's still really nice and clean. Now, if you're used to using the old grounds with asphaltum and rosin in, there is a major difference. These old-fashioned grounds, toxic grounds I should say, they're still made today by lovely companies around the world, but they melt between 90 and 100 degrees. Our grounds, we've taken all of the rosin, asphaltum out of it, all of the nasty stuff, and we've actually just added in wax and dyes, so they have a lower melting point, 65 degrees. We use rollers to apply the ground. Now rollers come in different shores. Soft shore puts tons of ink on, or a nice layer of ground. A hard roller is opposite. It puts a very, very thin, precise layer of ink on. Now ink's viscosity is completely different to this. Now this, I've tested it out. It works beautifully with a soft roller, and that's why we advise you applying this ground with a soft roller. Now we make rollers as well, and this is my roller that I apply. It's our blue soft roller. Works an absolute treat. So this is how to apply it. This is the hot plate, 65 degrees, and we just want to melt on here. Okay, so I want to melt a bit on. Now if it's too hot, then it will be, you won't be able to apply a lovely layer. It will be almost too runny. And if it's not, if the hot plate isn't hot enough, then it won't melt on the surface like this. So this is really, really a real good, a lovely amount of ground put on here. Now you have to clean your roller in between applications. Not every application. So if you're going to do 20 plates in one go, go for it. But if you're going to then leave it for a day and come back tomorrow and then use the same roller that you haven't cleaned off, then it won't work. The ground stays sticky. So soft ground, this is a clean roller, and we are just going to roll this out here. Now because the hot plate is between 63 and 65 degrees, we are getting a really nice coverage here, really nice ground. You're just gentle with it. There we go. That's perfect. That's really nice coverage. So once we're ready, we can just take it off the hot plate. Now this is 65 degrees. I am used to it, so it doesn't bother my hands, but just be careful, wear gloves if you need to. Don't burn yourselves. Now take it off the hot plate once it's all done, and then we can then just take it into the studio and pop it onto the glass work surface, which will then take all the heat out, and then we'll be ready to use the plate in about 5-10 minutes once it's cooled and hardened. Brilliant. So I've left it for 5-10 minutes. I've just come back to it. I just want to show you this. Now once the wax has cooled, it hardens, and if you feel that, if you can see possibly here, that is hard. It's not sticky at all. And it is looking absolutely brilliant. It's just ready to use. Now if that was soft ground, it would still be tacky. That's why we do the different types. We do hard ground and soft ground. Soft ground, you can push textures, feathers, hessian into it using the press, which I'll show you in another movie. And hard ground, you can draw directly, or we can transfer using carbon paper to transfer an image onto the plate, because remember, we always have to transfer backwards or draw backwards onto the plate, because once it prints the other way. Okay, so that is your perfect ground application. Whether it's hard ground or soft ground, you do exactly the same thing. Plate, dry it, and then apply your ground. Thanks for watching.